Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Chariot card. So you'll be glad to know this week you have the go-ahead, right? All of your plans, all of the things that I've been telling you to hang back on, to wait for, to, you know, think about what you're doing and all the rest of it. Like this week, you can take your foot off the pedal, or rather you can take your foot off the brake and you can put your foot on the pedal and you can get going, right? And the only thing that I will say to you is with the Chariot card, remember sometimes pride comes before a fall. So this is just asking you to like start, get moving, get going on everything, but you don't want to overdo it just out of the gate, right? So take your time with it, because the success at whatever it is that you're wanting to do is absolutely there for you, right? It's open for you. So you've got the green light, as they say. Use it to your best advantage. If you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. If for those of you that are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the 10 of Wands. So for some of you, this is literally like a challenge or an issue that you have been like, you know, sometimes when you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle with something, this is the release of that, right? This is you literally saying, okay, now I genuinely do have the go ahead. I really like this for you because the 10 of Wands is, yes, it's a card of release of burdens, but it's also a card of movement. And you've also got the Chariot. So this is a lot of movement. Like things are really starting to advance for you from here on in. And there's also a lot more, I don't want to say a lighter energy, but there's definitely a more dynamic or a vibrant energy about this week, all right, which is great. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you, this is very likely to be a week of travel. If you're not traveling this week, then some of you are planning to travel. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 10. You got the 10 of Wands, which is also the number 10. Two tens represents change, right? So this is a change in circumstances, a change in circumstances, a change in direction, a change in momentum. This is really, really great for you because it suggests that that energy that you need to get things moving is absolutely there for you this week. Now, the Wheel of Fortune coupled with the Chariot card is literal travel. So this is why I say, and because you've got the Wheel of Fortune in your communication sector, this might be that you're planning a trip with a friend, with a loved one. This could be that you are planning to, you know, some sort of travel that you've wanted to, or travel that has been on hold because of the pandemic or any of that sort of stuff now finally gets the go ahead, right? This is where things will start to move for you, where you can say, okay, yep, excellent. This is, do you know what I mean? Like now things really start to ramp up. Like you'll feel the shift, you'll feel the change, which is great. So for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this week it's spontaneous victories, right? Those, and this might be in regards to maybe something that you've been hounding your boss for the longest time, or maybe something that you were rallying for the staff to get, maybe a benefit or maybe a bonus or whatever it is. This suggests that something that you have consistently put your, you know, just constantly hammered away at now finally gives way and starts to move, and the results could be almost instantaneous. And it's funny because when that sort of thing happens for us, it usually feels like, well, what was the hold up then? Astrological patterns, you know, timing is, it was said this just recently to a client, wonderful lady, and I said to her, the timing is not our department, right? We deal with all of this, right? But the timing of whether it will or won't go through, or whether it does or doesn't work, that's all the upstairs, right? We're not in control of that. And this kind of feels like this week that, you know, the time is right. For those of you that are self-employed business owners, same kind of energy. This does, however, suggest that maybe you are, so maybe for some of you, you're taking your business on the road, very possible. Or for some of you, it does suggest that maybe business is coming from different sources now, all right? Like it's maybe further afield, maybe you're outsourcing more, but maybe you are exporting more. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, if ever you had a week this year so far to book a holiday, this would be the week, right? This is the week. Book a holiday, plan the trip of a lifetime, plan just a weekend getaway, right? It doesn't have to be big, bold, extravagant or expensive, but it does have to be something that gets you out of your locality and your comfort zone. For your love and relations, you've got the Judgment card. So for some of you, you know what I'm gonna say, this is blast from the past energy, right? And with this Wheel of Fortune, that could literally be a blast from the past that comes so suddenly, maybe from somebody that you wanted or needed or demanded an apology from, but they never gave it. This could also be, maybe on your travels or through a connection to a different or a distant space, you literally run into somebody that you once dated. Very, very possible. Now, that being said, this is a card of change. And what this, especially because you've got the Wheel of Fortune here as well, for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, something about your relationship gets much easier this week. And because you've got that 10 of Wands, you will feel this almost like on a visceral level. It might just be like okay, cool. We're in a much better space. We're in a much better sphere, for the relationship that we want or for the relationship that we have. Very, very interesting week for sure. All in all, though, I would say that there are big changes coming to the relationship. And for those of you that have done a lot of work on or within the relationship, that work is going to pay off this week. For your money and materials, you've got the Justice card. So this could be the winning of a new contract, especially for those of you that have your own business or, anything where you're working with a lot of clients, on a one-to-one or even on a larger basis. This could be winning a new contract. It could be taking on some new clients, taking on new business. Very, very possible. I really like this for you. There's 3 major cards out of the 4 as well. The other thing with that as well, the Justice card when it comes to your physical health and vitality is your kidneys and your waterworks. That being said, if you are going to drink and overindulge and stuff this week, just be sure to not let it become like a regular thing. When it comes to your, come on brain, home and environment, for some of you this could be, for some of you this could be literally the start of work to the home, whether this is painting, decorating, making the place more aesthetically pleasing. For some of you it might be getting a contractor in order to help you with that, very possible. So the full moon is taking place in the sign of Leo on the 16th of February. That full moon is in your 11th house. This is all to do with gains through other people, gains through your business. This is also the house of higher aspirations and goals. This is that time, right? If the handbrake is coming off and you can start to feel that energy of acceleration, where is it that you really want things to go, and what sort of area in your life are you really ready for things to start ramping up in? The reason I say this is because the full moon in the 11th is going to highlight some of the people that can help you make your bigger goals, dreams and ambitions a possibility. Not just something that you hold in mind, not just a desire that you have, but like how to really make this happen. This is the house of benefactors as well. Now, whenever I talk astrology, I'm always using whole sign tropical, and remember your ascendant always going to be a lot more accurate, whereas your sun and your moon to a lesser degree. Now, and I mean, I suppose it depends as well what sort of strength that those two things have in your chart as well at that. But yeah, very, very interesting. Your full moon message, that card seems to want out. Your full moon message is the gate 7 and discipline. So here's where this gets really interesting. The Chariot card is number 7, and the 7 here, so that's 2 sevens. 2 sevens represents news. So there is news coming in, there is new information, and there may be information coming from a friend, a benefactor, your social circle, or maybe even your personal tribe that could really help you dig into how you make these things possible. They might, you know, there might be through a friend, through a social connection, through a group that you're associated with or tied to, or a benefactor that shows you where to put your discipline, where to be a busy worker bee, right? And this is the whole idea behind working hard versus working smart. Sometimes working hard is futile if you're not working in the right space. It's kind of like sowing a field of seeds in barren land. What would be the point? If the soil's got no nutrients and it doesn't get any sunlight, nothing's going to grow there. It doesn't matter how good the seeds are. So this, you know, this full moon is going to highlight to you through the external world how your gains can be made by putting your focus and your hard work or your discipline in a specific area of your life. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.